Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, we're doing something a little bit different. You see me in other videos do composting videos, and you can see right here is I just have a giant hole, and this is what I use to make my charcoal to turn to biochar. So basically, since it is spring, going to summer, I don't need this right now because I don't want to make any more charcoal, especially with the heat going on. I don't want to start any fires or anything, so yeah, I think for the rest of this year, this is my first time we could be doing this. By the way, is pit composting, and you guys may know what pit composting is, but if you don't, basically you just take all the composting compost you would normally take, either in a trash can or hot composting or whatever. You put it in the pit and just let it decompose that way. I'm gonna do a little bit something a little bit different with my compost because I'm gonna try to grow something in it. So I'm gonna try and grow some melons in here. So yeah, basically I have all the composting material that I had in the trash can. I'm put adding here, and we're gonna see how well it does. All right, I'll be right back once I'm done filling this up. All right, YouTube. So before I go any further, this is my compost. That looks like so far. If you know anything about my trash can composting, I don't do a great job of it, but this looks way more broken down than usual. So I'm really happy about that. And I don't know if all of this is gonna fit in this small pit, so we'll see. I'll try to get as much as I can in here, and then yeah, I'll bring it back. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I saw worms in here. I don't know if you can see this, but there are worms in here, so I must have doing something right. So yeah, we'll see how well this does growing some cantaloupe or melons, or I forgot what I said it was, but yeah, just some type of squash seed, either a melon, some type of melon, should I say. All right, I'll be right back. All right, YouTube. So it looks like I have a little bit of a problem. It seems like I had just enough compost to fill up this hole. If I remember correctly, the hole is about uh 2 feet wide and probably like 2 feet deep. So uh even with a decomposed organic matter, it carried about, I want to say, about 20 gallons because the trash can has 25 gallons, and I think five of it was air. This compost, as you can see, is not very good. But if you see this grow mulch, well, it's dry right now, but you see it's basically just a mulch with composting it. So it's very woody. So hopefully I'll be making this compost better also. And if you saw, well, when you saw, I had the seeds in a little cup. It's because I was soaking them overnight, just in case I don't water for a day or something. They'll still get, they'll still have enough water to germinate. At least that's what my hopes are. But yeah, guys, I'm just gonna use the rest of this compost to top dress this raised bed or pit compost. Uh, Trying to grow some melons in here, and we'll see how well it does. I'll keep you guys updated in the future. Right now, I'm gonna finish this up. I'm gonna water the back garden, and then I'm gonna try on a sprinkler so this can get to make sure these seeds have enough water, and probably add one more seed over here. But yeah, I'll be right back. Once they start growing or something. All right, YouTube. So it's been about 2 months since I did an update on this pit composting. Um, so I guess for right now, let's just see how it looks. The top part didn't get too much. Well, try to say I got too much sun, so it doesn't look that good. But if you go deeper, I see worms, so that's a good sign. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's a worm right there, and right here, and right here. So obviously there is a life in here, so that's really good. So I think right now I'm gonna mix it up. Then I'm gonna add cardboard. Oops, sorry if that was loud. I'm gonna add cardboard on top of it, so hopefully uh, it stays dark and retain moisture. Hopefully, I already watered, so even though my cardboard's pretty dry, I'll be watering again later on today anyway, because in my area it does get really hot. I do live in a desert climate, so yeah, watering twice a day, once in the morning and then second time on the hottest part of the day. Is probably a good idea for your yard if you live in a desert. I can already tell from my yard, it looks a lot better than it did last year. And if you keep it with me, you know my corn died back because I missed one day of watering, so that was my fault. But yeah, let's just mix this up and then cover it with cardboard. Okay, you can see that there's still some woody stuff. Obviously, that's going to be a problem, but as of right now, I think for what it is and how long it's been, like 2 months, like I said, I have to look back at my video to see how it looked like initially. I do remember it was being pretty decent. So after 2 months of being in this pit composting method, I'm not too upset with how it looks. I am happy there were worms because I'm pretty sure there weren't any worms when I first put it in here, or if there was, there weren't as nearly as many as I see right now. So guys, I'm gonna keep flipping this compost once a week. I was supposed to do this on Saturday or Sunday, but I forgot, so doing it today on Tuesday. And I was planning to do this with you guys every week, but like I said, I kept forgetting to do it. So technically, this is my first turn, and hopefully, this compost will be ready by August. If it's not, we'll sift out what is ready, and then I'll show you what I plan to do next when with the unbroken down stuff. But anyway, guys, I'll be right back, and I don't know, maybe next week to see how it looks. All right, YouTube. So it's been 1 week since I flipped this compost. The pit compost, I literally did it today. I wasn't expecting to do this update. I didn't think it would be looking too different. I'm not sure if it is from last week. It just looks different to me. So yeah, you can see it's a lot more broken down. It looks really nice. Of course, there's still big chunks, obviously. So when it comes time to harvest this compost, I'll be sifting out all the bigger chunks and recomposting those. So other than that, guys, yeah, it's just a quick, short update on this pit composting method. Hopefully, by next month, we'll see how well it looks after I spit everything. And I'll do that for you guys, obviously. So, yeah, I'll be right back next week to show you further updates. All right, YouTube. So, it's been about 1 week since I flipped this pit composting method I'm doing. At this point, I'm just determined to show you guys every week how this compost pile is going. Um, Mostly for me, so I can see the progress. I don't know how we can see this, but there's worms right here, so that shows me that I'm doing something correct. I don't know how I can see that, but yeah, there's worms in here, so I'm really happy to see that. This middle part is dry. It's because I have cardboard that I put over this area, so the middle area doesn't get as much water. I don't know if this makes a huge difference or not, so I guess we'll see how it looks after I flip it. So I'll be right back once I get my fork and we start flipping. This plastic? I don't think it is, but just in case it is, I'm gonna take it out. Okay, guys, so I literally watered not too long ago, but I literally just turned it off. So maybe in the future, I'll probably take off the cardboard so it can get to the middle area. But I'm gonna keep flipping it every week, so I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. Well, yeah, they're just from a dead avocado tree that my grandpa gave me that I couldn't take care of, so I guess we'll see. Um, Hopefully I don't kill any worms while doing this, but we'll see. But yeah, I think it looks kind of nice actually. Yeah, especially if you sift this, probably make some nice compost, which I plan on doing anyway. Once once what's it called? Once August comes around, because it'll be 3 months since I added this compost to pit method, and we'll see how well it's doing by then. Maybe I should have done the middle first and then gone around. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, you can see that's from a tree. You can see that's clearly not decomposing quickly because it's too big for the worms and microorganisms to break down. And I'm hoping the Bermuda grass stops growing in here, but doesn't seem likely. So I'll just manually take it out. What was that? Okay, so obviously it is breaking down a little bit, but obviously if there's more surface area on these pieces of wood or these bigger chunks of stuff that isn't breaking down too well, it'll be a lot better so it can decompose quicker. Just a little tip for you guys, just in case you're wondering how you can make it decompose faster. Obviously, I should be taking my own advice and breaking down even more, but I am kind of lazy to do that. Plus, I think it's good enough right now. So, yeah, anyway, guys, I'll be right back next week to flip it again with you guys. Hopefully, it looks even better. From what I can tell right now, it looks pretty good. So, yeah, again, I'll be right back in next week to show you. And then I think the week after will be August, and then we'll just set it together, see how well it comes out. All right, YouTube, so it's been 3 months since I started this compost pit in my fire pit, or what used to be a fire pit. It will be again later on this year. But yeah, it's finally time to harvest some compost, see how it looks. From just how it looks right now, it looks okay. I see a lot. I see a lot of life, worms, roly polies, other bugs. But yeah, let's start harvesting this compost, see how it looks. Okay, so YouTube, last week I didn't record or flip this pile at all because I had a biopsy, so I couldn't do anything. So technically, I'm 1 week late to not flipping this, but either way, today's the day we harvest it. So let's find out how it looks. Again, it looks okay from on top, and since the last time I flipped, it still looked fine. But since we're just sift it, it's probably look even better. Get all the big chunks out. I'll probably put it in the compost pile, and then that current compost pile I'll probably put back in here and see how much we compost that until uh, winter comes or when it starts getting really cold in my area, and we'll start making more charcoal to turn to biochar. All right, let's do that right now. All right, YouTube. So I don't know how we can see this. Besides this, any garbage I find, I'm just gonna get rid of that. If I had a trash can near me, I'll put it in there instead. But look at that; it looks really good. It smells amazing too. So this is probably the best compost I ever made, if I'm being honest. So maybe in the future, uh, it's probably be the new way of making compost. I'll start it in the trash can uh, over the winter months, and then put it in a fire pit in during the hotter months because it seems like it's doing very well for me. because like I said, in my opinion, it's probably the best compost I've ever made. Plus, there's tons of worms. I never added any worms in here. Um, in the beginning of the video, I do show you that there was worms in here already, but I didn't add those worms. So they came from the trash can pile, and then after that, they just multiplied into this pit. Just because they were in the trash can pile in the first place doesn't mean they will be in the future. Because I have noticed that there weren't worms before, so the fact there was worms when I put it in this pile, in this pit pile, is very interesting to me. But yeah, I'm just getting rid of any rocks or trash that's not going to compost. This is bones, so I think it's from the bone char I was making. So I think I'll just, I don't know whether I should leave it or take it out. I think I'm gonna leave it for now, let it get aged even more, and once everything's broken down very well, I guess we'll harvest it. There's a lot of rocks, but to be fair, my whole backyard is full of rocks, so that's not too surprising. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a bucket or something and put all this garbage in. Okay, I still can't break this. Alright guys, I'll be right back once I'm done sifting all this compost. Alright YouTube, so here's all the stuff I was able to sift out from that pit. Now I'm going to show you the pit, the empty pit. Alright guys, so this was the full pit. Now it's empty. Either later on today or tomorrow, I'm going to show you me filling this up again with some more undecomposed compost. But until then, I'm going to show you how this empty compost looks like. Okay, before I do, I wanted to show you this. This is where I keep my previous compost. If you've seen that video, I was keeping all my compost in here until I used most of it to make compost tea or compost extract. So the fact that I'm doing this video is perfect because I needed more compost anyway. Alright YouTube, so like I showed you the previous clip, this compost pile that I had a while ago is going empty. And this is the new sifted compost that I made. You can tell it's my own sifted compost because it's not the perfect consistency that you would expect like from a bagged compost, which I think is fine. It just shows that mine's probably better because there's different textures and different microorganisms, all different types of life. I don't know how well you can see, but there's really pulleys. There was worms before I started moving it. But yeah, this is how my compost looks like. It smells earthy, my bad. Yeah, it smells pretty earthy. It smells really nice. This, like I said earlier, probably the best compost I made since creating this YouTube channel. So I created it back in 2020, so past 5 years. So like I said, it took me 5 years to make some decently good compost. I don't know, let me know, is this good compost or not? Because to me, this is really good. Like I said, it's like the best compost I ever made. You can see it breaks up pretty easily. Here, let me give you a closer look. Just in case you couldn't see that well. To me, it's really nice. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that on composting, you know the compost I make is pretty awful. It's not that good. Alright, so I guess we'll be done with this. I'm gonna put this in here, and then in the next step I'll show you me filling up that hole once again. Alright YouTube, so this is my trash can composting method. As you can see, I was using a thermometer to make sure it was nice and steady. It was like active to see how I was doing. But this is gonna be the new composting material. I'm gonna add in a pit compost so we can compost for the next 3 months, like the previous was. So it should be ready around November. Yeah, if you're in my other video on this composting method, I guess I have to add this too. I'll be adding this to a pit composting method. And yeah, I guess we'll just stick this out and add it to the compost pile or the new compost pile. Alright guys, so that's all the compost that was in that 15-gallon trash can. And then all the sifted stuff that I sifted from this pit is back into this pit. And now let's see in 3 months if we could change this compost material into this amazing compost material. It's nicely sifted into a 1/4 inch. It looks really nice, smells really nice, and yeah, let's see in 3 months. But before I end this video, I want to say thank you guys for watching. Um, can I make compost in the pit for the 3 months that I put it in? Yeah, I think you can, or I can at least. um, I guess the 5 years I was trying to make compost, the best way I made it so far, in my opinion, was the pit method. The trash can compost, um, I'm still learning. Um, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Even though with this pile that I just took out and added to this new pit method, I'm only gonna leave there for the next 3 months, by the way, because in the winter time it's get too cold, so in the winter time we just add it back into the trash can, whatever didn't decompose. But either way, yes, you can make compost in the pit method. It works better in my opinion, especially if you keep it watered. Uh, so let's say if you use a sprinkler method to water your garden like the way I do, it should be just fine. Or if you water it every day, every other day, it should work. Um, uh, Things I learned, I guess, is that just to be patient with your compost, make sure it's watered well. Otherwise, it's not going to work. In my trash can, I noticed that when I was taking it out, it was really hot. So it was like 100 degrees or something. So it was active, it was working. So it's just that the compost method is just a different method. Um, for whatever reason, I just can't get amazing compost out of it like I can. This one time I did it in the pit method. So yeah, I think from now on, every time I make compost, I'm gonna start in the trash cans, especially during the winter, fall and winter, and then when it comes to spring and summertime, I'll put it into the pit method and I might compost it in the pit for about 3 months, and then harvest whatever isn't compost. So like you saw today, I sifted out what wasn't composted, and I'm gonna use that. So what else? I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to mention before ending today's video. So yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, hopefully you did. And yeah, hopefully in the future we'll make some great compost. Let me know how your composting went. And yeah, hopefully we'll make some great compost together and some amazing compost tea and extracts. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Peace.